Are we in the main channel?
Wait. No, of course we're not. You made sure. I hope you made sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I need to get a new case for my phone.
Hey, look. You didn't say it's my birthday, too? Come on.
What?
Happy birthday stream.
Yeah.
Alright, chat's there.
Chat's over there.
Yay.
There's nobody in chat. Why is there nobody in chat?
Someone's got to show up. No one likes me.
What's the title of the stream?
Anel does board repair.
Anel does board repair.
Aneldo's board repair.
I say somebody showed up.
Hey, it's
Happy
Cam.
birthday, Anel! Yay!
Yay!
It's Cam.
What? Oh, there. Did it.
Isn't it like 8 over there?
Where?
Yeah.
Where is Cam?
UK?
No, I think it's mid. No. No, mid.
They're
7.
5 hours different.
Yeah, it's 8.
8, I was right.
Yeah, it's 8:40. Where's the fucking costume? That's
Soon.
soon.
Wrong stream.
Yeah. Wrong decade.
Oh, is that you stream furry tomorrow on your own channel?
Ugh.
Probably close the door.
Cat stream. Nico stream.
Oh, should I? Did you really have yours?
I don't have mine. No. I don't know.
You don't keep that thing on you?
I have mine. He doesn't have it.
Ah.
Fix.
Fix?
the thing.
There's nothing here.
What?
You brought them all here. Don't dox me, bro.
There's nothing here. Oh, I gotta clean this actually.
Probably should.
Okay. Fun stream. Crotch cam?
Crotch cam?
Crotch cam.
You want crotch cam?
No, thank you.
You want
Screen.
crotch cam?
Censor. Cat cam.
Cat cam?
Cat cam. Okay. Let's
This man?
clean this up first.
This is Will.
Does he have a squirty bottle? What? You gotta wait for the pre-stream. You know how like Twitch streamers they'll wait 10 minutes with that one overlay,
Yeah. I do that.
and you just hear background noises.
Hey.
Okay, stream starts. Thank you for the birthday wishes. All right, let's get this started. I'm gonna start recording. There we go. Hey everyone, today we have a MacBook Air, diagnosis liquid damage, no power, and we're gonna take a look at it. Let's see, overhead. So unfortunately I don't have something to cover the label, so I'm using a napkin, bear with me. So we're just gonna open it up, see what's going on with it. You already see signs of liquid here. Not the best start for this MacBook. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this open. Kind of stuck on here. Okay. Okay, great start, don't you think? So, my manager said if I don't fix every single MacBook that I stream, I'm gonna get fired. This is the first one I opened. Alright, let's see what we can do for this one. Oh. Oh, wrong screw. T5. There we go. So they probably said one drop of liquid fell on this computer, you know? What are the chances I can actually fix this, though? This looks like salt water, too. Since there's a lot of loose, like, crud. It's not even corrosion at this point. So yeah, what we do here, we do the impossible. We are Rosso and Picker, the best in the world, apparently. Alright, taking this apart, looks like the stuff that isn't the logic board looks fine. For the most part. Let's flip this over. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to clean this logic board before I even try diagnosing what's up with it. There's just too much corrosion everywhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this apart, put in the ultrasonic, and then we're gonna start working on it. Now usually we don't do that. Lewis says you shouldn't, but since there's corrosion everywhere, there's literally nothing I can do besides clean it off first. So go back to our overhead. So this MacBook doesn't look too... It's not the worst. I mean, there is a lot of corrosion, but it looks like it could be fixable. You know, I've been proven wrong before. Just gonna clean off that thermal paste. That way it doesn't clog our UC. And we're gonna have a short intermission. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I threw that in the UC. We're going to come back to that one a little bit later, as it takes time for the board to dry out completely, and then we can actually figure out what's going on with it. For now, I'll put it to the side, and I'll work on the next one, because, you know, otherwise we'd be waiting for about half an hour. So we're going to move that all to the side, and we'll just grab our second MacBook. Okay. Again, we have another MacBook Air, liquid damage. Hopefully not as bad as the first one. You know, but you can never tell what's underneath this case. Hey, look, it's Paul Daniels. Hello, Paul. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Today is mine and Lewis's birthday. Kind of weird. I feel like one of us gets overshadowed every year. Okay. So, second MacBook. Upon visual inspection, looks pretty fine. Just gonna remove the battery, and then we're gonna plug it in and see what's it taking. So we got our power supply on. Plug it in, and what's wrong here? Turns on. Do we have backlight? No, we have backlight. Okay. So that one's already turning on. That's also just as fun. Let's set that one aside too. Let's work on the next one.
Hi's not here?
No. All right, they always say third time's the charm. Let's grab the third MacBook. It's an 11-inch Air. Hopefully something wrong with it. Otherwise, I'm going to start getting aggravated. You know, we had one that's horribly liquid damaged. Then there's one that's not liquid damaged. Gotta meet somewhere in the middle where it's not turning on and actually fixable. Okay. Third one. Also looks very clean. Moment of truth. Hey, it's not turning on. Oh, it's a miracle. Hi, we have a MacBook that's not turning on.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually need to fix something on the thing, so I'm just going to do it from my computer.
Nice. Alright, we're gonna unplug the battery. And we're gonna unplug the trackpad cable, because sometimes the trackpad cable does cause no power. Plug it in again. And still not turning on. Oh, wait a minute. Am I getting schemed again? They just turned on. course you're gonna chime. Alright, this one has most likely something to do with the DC in board or DC in cable, where it's not registering the green light because it's taking about 5 to 10 seconds after being plugged in to turn on. But you can see it does turn on. Probably not logic board related. Might need a new charge port. Next MacBook. It's going downhill real quickly. I thought I could get something fixable. And it turns out I'm just getting scammed. Alright, let's try this one more time. We have a MacBook Air, liquid damage. Please don't turn on. I want something fixable. I'm speedrunning, yeah. I already have 3 MacBooks on their way to being fixed. It's only been about 10 minutes. Nothing quite like... I've never seen this before. Usually they don't turn on. Oh yeah, let me have this toggled off. Why not? It's fine. After this repair, we'll get back to that first MacBook, because it should be dry by the time I get through this one. And this screw actually isn't just budging at all. Thank you for the €5. I got the Lewis Q. Yeah, they all randomly working. If MacBooks are able to fix themselves, why do they need me? Gotta pry this a little up. Okay, let me get this last screw out. There we go. And again, board looks spotless. Gonna unplug the battery and see what it does when we plug it in. Am I just cursed? These are all cursed. They're all cursed, hi.
What? What's going on?
All of them turn on.
Oh, they're all turning on?
They're
Hey,
all
well, at least you get to do that thing. Wait, let me just do this. Oh. Well, how do you feel about this?
I wanted to fix something.
Wait, they all work?
They all work.
Have you tried just turning it off and back on again?
Why don't you ask the customer that? How do I get 3 back to back to back already turning on? Lewis doesn't have any magnets either.
What's up?
Don't you wish these were in your queue?
Why? Are they all easy?
They're all turning on.
You fuck.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anel. Happy birthday to you.
Why is the fire extinguisher here?
Just in case.
Just in case.
They're trick handles. They might explode. Yay!
Why is there 12 candles on there?
Because you're 12 now.
Because we couldn't fit 25 of the cake.
Half.
Yeah, close enough.
Alright, where's the part where I jam this in your face? Yeah, there we go.
Is that a cake?
Cake. Cake. Overhead cake. Oh! Oh!
no!
What's poppin', bro?
At least it's on camera.
No. Oh no.
All right,
Cake
you're
damage.
fired.
That's it.
Can we fire him on live stream?
Yeah. I mean, you're
That's your cake. There you go.
Cake damage.
I have a napkin. I just need a.
All right.
We don't have
Get those crumbs out of here. Oops.
Fume extractor.
Yeah.
Pick up your alcohol bottle.
Oops. Why they give me an extra slippery cake? Okay, so we're gonna go back to that MacBook from the original first video, first opening, the one that's actually like somewhat fixable, maybe possibly. Okay, so the UC didn't do the best job. However, it was, you know, really severely liquid damaged. So, just gonna take a look under the microscope. And it's out of focus. Alright, let's see what we're working with. So it does look like it doesn't look, I mean, it looks burnt, but it shouldn't be burnt, you know? And some pins there that are corroded. That's pretty bad looking. I have to UC this like 7 more times to get this functional again. Not sure what this MacBook's been through. Okay. So first thing that we have to do is we have to plug it in and see what it takes. I don't have a DC in board I can use, so I gotta go grab one real quick. Be right back. Alright, now we got our board. I just want to plug it in and see what it does. And I have a capacitor on my charge port. Alright, so this one is also turning on. I have 4 MacBooks that already turn on. I have the ultimate Lewis Rossman queue, where every single MacBook already turns on. Now, I'm going to clean this board way more than I should, because again, it looks like it's fallen into the ocean several times over. But we're going to make this board look really nice. Doesn't have thermal paste, does he? Okay. I'm just going to reuse his old thermal paste. I'm just going to plug his heatsink back on and just see if I have image, because I want to prove to you that this is turning on and working. And after that, I'm going to go, like, jump off a bridge or something. How is this turning on? Do you see what this looks like? Look at this. And this is turning on. We're just going to plug in his screen. Get that open a bit. There we go. $500? $600? Any second now you hear a bong. We have backlight. And give it like 20 more seconds, we'll have a question mark folder. Who set me up? Who set me up with 4 already turning on MacBooks? There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your question mark folder. Paul Daniels, I would want something. I need to fix something. There's nothing here that's fixable. This guy probably has like a bad battery or something. Maybe a keyboard, trackpad. Anything that's not logic board related. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside because I got to clean up all this junk over here. But other than that, this MacBook's also already turning on and working. I'm going to go grab a 5th MacBook, and if this is turning on, I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to walk out of here. All right, the last one before I start losing my mind. I'm already kind of losing my mind. Oh. Get this MacBook here. I get the parts for this one. Okay. $1502 liquid damage. It even says he spelled liquid on it. Okay. So I'm not going insane. This must not be turning on. Otherwise, why would it be here? Okay. You know how like when I join Paul Daniels streams, I say dead CPU and it ends up being a dead CPU? He joins my stream and it's already working. Like, this doesn't happen, you know? You don't just get 4 back-to-back MacBooks that already turn on when you plug them in. Okay, so. And this one also looks pretty clean. So the $1 million question is, does this turn on when I plug it in? Oh. Oh, this looks promising. Alright, so now that it's still not turning on, I'm going to unplug the trackpad and keyboard, because sometimes for these models it does cause no power. So I'm going to plug trackpad, keyboard, and I/O board. And with those unplugged, we have power. There's the chime. Everyone loves the chime. There's your Apple logo. Excuse me while I go retire. And there's the culprit. Trackpad causing no power. Let's find a 5th MacBook to work on, hopefully, before I lose my mind. Okay. Make it spicier. A 1990 no power. This has to be like some sort of cruel, sick joke. Some awful, evil. Oh, I got a donation. Do you want a dead GPU MacBook Air? I mean, it's something, right? I had to do something to figure that one out. Ah. Not these where I just plug it in and they already turn on, you know? Like, that one I have to measure lines and verify that it's dead. Not just straight up plug it in and it's working. Okay, so we have a 1990. Now, these are known for having many issues. Like, no power. So this has to be promising. So we're going to plug in our ammeter. Thank you for the $1.50. A slice of pink birthday cake with purple icing and a candle. Okay, so we have 5 volts, 280 milliamps, static. Let's try a different port. This is giving me the same reading. Now this one is giving me absolutely nothing, which is a good sign. And lastly, this one is also giving me 5 volts, 280. Okay, so we might actually have a repair on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to quickly unscrew this board. And we can further inspect why we have no power in one of our ports. T3. Let's see. There it is. And there's just about 900 screws in this machine. You know, everyone's gotta love it. I like how Apple made a program where they can sell you parts to fix your own device, and they made it so their devices are actually just hard to open up and get into in the first place. I don't know if it'll deter anyone from trying to fix their own devices. So let's remove all the shields, put them aside, unplug all these connectors. Now I've done this about 100 times, so I know I can do this in like no time. I'm gonna grab our T8 for the last 2 screws. There we go. And lastly, the Wi-Fi antennas. Also the adhesive rubber. Okay, now that everything is unplugged and unscrewed, we can pop this bad boy out. And we can take a look at our CD circuit, because that is the first thing that comes on when we plug in our power supply. Ugh. Put that MacBook aside. Now, it was one of the right CDs, however, I don't know which one. That's why we have the schematic to look it up. But in our microscope, we can see that they look like this. So I don't think it's liquid damage per se, it just looks like gunk. That resistor doesn't look too hot. Does it just come off? No, it doesn't. Alright, so before I do anything, I'm just probably gonna reflow these both and see what we're doing. Alright, get our fume extractor on. Now I'm just gonna tap the chip so I know that it's melted. And if it moves slightly, then I know that all the balls are melted. I can move on to the next chip. And that one also moved, so I can now let it cool off. You can see the combination of flux and whatever they had on their board has caused it to look like this. But UC should wash that away. Again, I don't trust that resistor that's right there. I might have to measure it, make sure that it's not broken. I'm gonna grab some alcohol, clean this up. Alright. I just want to make sure that that resistor is fine. So I'm going to measure it. Okay. So when I touch it, we're measuring 0. And if I were to open the schematic for this, it's an A1990. We are on this side, this resistor. Okay, it does read 0 ohms, so I guess that resistor is fine. Alright, so I'm just going to check if that reflow did anything. I'll look for a charge port, which Lewis doesn't seem to have. So I'm just going to take it from them. And I want to check their charge port anyway, so let's do that. Alright, so I took the guy's charge port out, and as you can clearly see, if I open my microscope, that is what his charge port looks like. So that's why we weren't getting any power, and I probably did not need to reflow the chip. The chip is most likely bad because the pins look like this. So I'm gonna go grab another charge port from his other side, See if that one's okay. It probably is. And I'm going to use that to test the board. Okay. Yep, this one in comparison is so much more better. I mean, it does have some corrosion. I'm going to wipe that off. On the other side, again, all the pins look intact, so that's really good. Let's clean off this charge port. Come on, you little bastard. Like, it's a lot easier than it looks. I just can't plug this in. There we go. Okay, we have that plugged in. Let's see if we have any change when we plug in our ammeter. So on the top port, we get... I unplugged the thing. Okay. Strain it out a little bit more. Okay. 5 volts. 200. And steady, whatever. And this one is the one that's bad. Still bad. Our reflow didn't do anything because it's burnt and not corroded. So we're gonna have to replace the bottom CD, which is, if I were to go back to the schematic, flip the board to my orientation. So it was the bottom port. We go to the 20 volt section, and we can scroll down. It is the rightmost CD that's causing our issue, and we're gonna have to replace it. Back to our overhead. That CD is our culprit, needs to be replaced. Pretty obvious, the charge port is what killed the machine. So, we're gonna go back to our microscope. Put that in focus. And since I'm replacing the CD, I might as well replace that resistor since it does look a little sketchy. I really don't like how it looks. Even though it's probably fully functional, we measured it that it is functional. It's just I have a little bit of an OCD issue. I don't like how they look a little black on each side. Okay. With that removed, I can grab some wick. If I could find some wick. I gotta turn on my... make all these pads flat for the new chip that we're gonna put on. There we go. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a CD. Okay. So, we got our new CD. Fresh from its packaging, available at store.rossumgroup.com. You get a deal if you buy more than 2 or 4. I don't remember. But yeah, go check it out. Store.rossumgroup.com has all your chips and needs. And add some flux for the new chip. The way I put these on is I like to push down with my tweezers. I'll rub it around because then the balls like to match up where they are and then they stop moving. So right around here. See the chip stops moving if I move it? Alright, and then what I do is I will hold it in place, and then when the solder melts I can let go, and then I can heat it up again and it'll flow into place. So we're just heating it. Some balls will melt, and then the chip will... I didn't melt it enough. Okay, hold on. Okay, right about there. Alright, now some balls have melted, so I can remove my tweezers, and this chip's not moving anymore. So now I'm free to heat it with my heat gun, and now it's just gonna swim right into place. Just like that. And now I can grab my donor board, and I'll grab that one resistor that I took off. That one melt into place, and we're all set. So now if I were to plug this in, this should be turning on. Just gonna rapidly cool it real quick. Oh. Rapid cool technology has left the building. Alright, now I have time to re-chat. Did I miss anything? Because I haven't looked in like about 10 or so minutes, I'm sorry. Alright, so now this board is pretty cool. You can now see if this has any improvement when I plug it in. So we did say the bottom port wasn't working, and now if we were to plug it in, we now see the bottom port is working. Now let's see if we can get the transition to 20 volts. Okay, now we have 20 volts. Let's see if we get 1 or more amps. 1 amp. Okay, so now this machine is now turning on due to a faulty charge port. Great, so now I'm just gonna go put it back in its housing and see if it actually turns on. Okay. So back in its original housing, I took out the charge ports, so I cannot put it in just yet. I gotta plug in his ports back in. There we go. Now usually I have my own ports that I keep on my hand, but in Lewis's office he does not have one. So I'm just gonna borrow the customer's as it's his device. And without borrowing his, I wouldn't figure out that this one looked like that. Okay, so now we're just gonna wiggle this back in. And let's see if we get our beautiful Apple logo. Where did my tweezers go? Aha. Alright, maybe if you want to plug in. Why are these always so difficult when I'm streaming? And any other day, these just plug right in. Okay. We're going to plug in his screen so you get to see the Apple logo. I'll plug in his trackpad too. And not his keyboard. Something's going on there. I can't plug that in. Okay, let's see. He has his screen taped down for some reason. Just to troll me a little. Alright. Let's see the fruits of our labor. So you have 5 volts. We have 20 volts. We have 150 milliamps, 87, 1 amp, Apple logo, board fixed. And we're gonna unplug that. Alright, so, camera. So we had a 1990, the one out of the 6 MacBooks that I didn't just plug in and they already turned on. This had an issue where the charge port probably had some corrosion, probably had a pin or two that was loose and ended up shorting up the CD3215. Replacing it fixed it, but he would also need a new charge port to get this fully functional again. But since we have a fully working MacBook, customer's going to be happy. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. I have to go since this is Lewis's office, this is his chair. I got to dip before he kicks my butt. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something, and hopefully next time I stream I'll actually have MacBooks that don't turn on when you plug them in. Alright guys, take care. I gotta go. Have a great day.